For real. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're from. Ready to slam some shorts today. Yesterday with the FOMC move, put in an S&P at the previous day's high, and then at that same time the S&P was being put in, YM traded to a 4-hour gap, and then offered a very good short opportunity. Expecting that to be the high of the week, so I'd like to see us work our way down towards a new week opening gap, and the opening price of the week. 4-hour candle so far today, after the S&P has already expanded. But it is going to get the 4-hour change in state at 10 o'clock. So I would look to really any retracement that we can get. Take a continuation lower.
We did have a large move in the overnight session. It was a 400-point move, which...
yeah, 220 points up and then 400 down.
Wow, overnight session. When does it... Yeah. 220 up, opens, and then dumps 300 points. Right off of open here. Doesn't get a retracement, just goes right for that sell side. Now, last night I tweeted about this move. I wanted a bit of this move to be saved for today. We opened the 9 a.m. hour right at the sell side. So now what I'm waiting for is a most likely 10 a.m. continuation. I like the daily gap. You set the opening price, which is the new week opening gap there. I think there's room to the downside.
That'd be my target for like tomorrow or early next week if we don't get there.
Yeah.
By tomorrow.
We've taken previous day low on ES as well. So Asia high is the reversal, right? We open in Asia session, rally, takes out that buy side, the previous day high, which is from the FOMC. The lows from FOMC. We kind of messed around. Put that high in right at the end of the day. It got real volatile in the last 10 minutes. Then a little bit of consolidation, rally, right, manipulation, displacement lower, reaccumulation, second leg of displacement, distribution, I guess you could say. And then coming at that daily gap really aggressively here, actually.
YM's the only one that's getting retracement. Traded back up into its 4-hour order block.
So
took an internal high, trading into a 50-minute gap. So see what the reaction is out of there.
It's only yellow folder news today. So there's no news. I want to note that ES has also traded into the daily gap already. But still sell side targets. It's trading into the new week opening gap now. There. Just into the upper bit of it.
We honestly could reach the new week opening gap today. I don't think it's out of the cards. Since 8 o'clock, we've made it halfway there. So I definitely think we can make it there today. This daily gap isn't gonna really bother me too much. I'm expecting it to not like an inverse, but just trade down to the new week opening gap.
So right on open, it would have been nice if we got a little bit of retracement on NQ, right? We look at the 15-minute, we've got these imbalances. We got one here and the one at equilibrium. Usually in this leg, and it's pretty good because you can see the first leg and then the second leg. So split between the consolidation. But usually in this second leg, you're so close to the sell side and the target that you hardly get any retracement, and it just blasts through it. We're almost at that daily gap now, which is some big down movement here. 300 points from that 745 high already.
Right before open, I was thinking you could just short off really off nothing, just being confident in the bias and putting a stop loss a little wider, putting it not quite at the swing high, but close above the imbalances, and just riding it to the new week opening gap. It'd still be at 2.6 R. Another thing to note is YM left relative equal lows with the current low of the week. Left it by like 2 points. So we should see YM flip back to those relative equal lows and then see a continuation lower on NQ.
See that 15-minute change in state from up here. Hold on. Work it out. That would have been a great short. 8 in the morning. Boom. Just a clean short right there. Very clean short.
NQ took the daily low that formed that daily gap.
Thought it would. Couldn't participate though. That's fine.
I hope we get a retracement. Be able to get in on this.
Yeah, you usually don't deliver out of the daily gap with a 1 minute inversion. So if we get a bullish 1 minute inversion, don't even think about taking that. Okay, actually, no. It's fine because for that to really apply, the inversion I'm talking about is like a straight down move and then straight back up inversion. We don't have that.
Yeah, and like when the next 4 hour candle opens, I don't want to see us trade up into that hourly gap. That's a little too high. I mean, possibly ES because ES is closer, but I still would not want to see that.
Wow. So from Asia's high, 460 points here. It's a good move. Nearly everything is red. Bitcoin at 107,000. Wait, YM had a straight up move off of open? What? I didn't look at it. I just isn't that weird?
Uh,
YM having a straight up move
no, it's because
in correlation with ES and NQ. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean it took out most of the targets already. So like Lime's retracement here is just gonna be some sort of manipulation, I guess. We are tracing to a 5-minute gap. That's all there is. I don't really want to take a trade this discount though.
Well, you pretty much know we're going back into the daily gap, and from the daily gap, probably working through the upper quadrant into the new week opening gap. So, I mean, considerable 60-point retracement already. Just nice. No, I don't think in any case I could look at this as these highs getting taken. I would assume that this is protected. I think we do go above that 930 high though. There's a case for it being bullish here, but it's so. Yeah, it has to work through a lot to get there. So what I'm looking for off of this retracement short model to the daily gap to go into it a little bit further. Okay, depends how you mark the daily gap out. If you mark the imbalance out from the close to that low there, yeah, I'm gonna do this one. So, got this upper 5-minute gap. We'll see what we do with it. Ooh,
Considerable retracement there. ES is, I guess, hasn't even formed that hourly gap yet.
Yeah, there's no reason for me to long here. Like even looking at the 5 minute, I would definitely need it to close through this gap. It is having the volatility that you would get that would allow it to get through this gap. So, and I guess once it's above there, we can look at like a 15 minute. You get this 15 minute bullish change in state, then I would expect these highs here to be taken. Reason I didn't want that is I assumed that with this high here, Wednesday high, we would want to continue that down move and not just return back into the range. But it could be an entire seek and destroy week. So
Okay, so YM did as much of a manipulation as I'd want to see. Took the high from today, put in a new high a day.
took Asia high.
So we do have that. They all have targets left though. Like ES left the low of the week by a couple ticks. YM did the same thing. And Q barely tapped that daily gap.
Well, it definitely looks like it's going to get that inversion. Wow.
Got 9 minutes until 10 a.m. too. So we'll see.
Wouldn't it be interesting if we ran back all-time highs out with that shallow of a move into the daily gap?
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah, also these, any long that you could see in here doesn't fit my model criteria. Oh, there was earnings yesterday. Right. No, that should have that happened there though. The end of the day. Just trying to think why that dump was so aggressive in the overnight, but Apple and Amazon earnings. Yeah, Apple and Amazon earnings today. Oh, MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy earnings. Oh. Wow, we took those highs. Okay. So nice close there. All right, 5 minute order block. 5 minute change in state and 5 minute inverse fair value gap there. So. It's that throws a rock in my bias there. Kind of jams it up. I guess now I look for longs, like I said, but didn't want to see further into that gap there. We have got good 15-minute imbalances here, but that retracement's toughy. Still marking them out and still staying bearish temporarily. There's two 15-minute fair value gaps I'd pay attention to. Let's put in this one. Once we get this 15-minute close, it's going to give it a little bit more context here with the 10 a.m. And go make a coffee while I wait for this. It's a wicked move.
Yeah. Large move on YM. There's 10 a.m. Not a very good closure, but we did form that hourly gap. So we'll see if we reject out of it or what. Are you in or what?
Oh, fuck off. Right up. Look at that.
Did your YM leave a failure swing, or did it take that low of the week? Should be the same as mine because this is the actual YM contract.
It should be the same. Failure swing? Unless I've got a different. Yours failed today?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still making my coffee. I just heard some
So there's the
action going
that's
on
actually
here.
the
I
4-hour
back.
change in state tap right there, and the hourly gap. So yeah, trading into that hourly fair value gap with SMT. Now the only tough part is trading against that move that we had off the daily gap because there's so many imbalances. And it was just a V shape. So I would need more structure if I'm going to take a short. So this would be the super aggressive entry, the 1 minute change in state out of the hourly. I'm not taking this. I need more structure. Just because the reversal signatures that we got off of the low.
What? No, we can short? Like, got up into those 15-minute gaps. But... Ooh. The 15-minute close, right?
I said this 1 minute change in state's the super aggressive entry for short.
Well,
I wouldn't take it though, just because the V shape off the lows. I want a little bit more structure.
exactly. I want to see it either invalidate the V shape or get down into the 5 minutes. So, woohoo. The V.
It's the only bad thing about the
reversal. V.
about that strong of a move as a retracement if we are going to get shorts is
It looks
you
like
need more structure.
stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just tough for me to be long biased because the failure swings at the lows. So I do still want to see lower. And YM did inverse the 4-hour by a little bit.
I could be bullish here. It's
That
just,
that
are
liquidity
we
pull at the
bullish?
lows is just too nice.
I'm just not sure if we are bullish. I could be bullish. I'm just not sure if we are bullish here with this. I'm going to look for shorts just because the 15-minute fair value gap at equilibrium. The fact that we barely traded to the daily gap, you know. But I'm also watching this 5 minute to deliver, see what it does. I'm in between biases right now.
Try to do that upper 5 minute gap.
Very, very pronounced delivery off of that 5 minute gap. Just quick. Yeah, is it 10 a.m. continuation? Because we have that 4 hour order block there.
Regardless, if we pump, I probably wouldn't take a long. It's not aligning with my daily buys. Just based on the profile of the daily candle, it wouldn't make sense. I'm pretty sure Fees was in shorts out of the 4 hour on YM, and his target was I think it was low of the week,
Oh my, hey.
and it didn't take it. Unless he said previous day's low. Hopefully he said previous day's low. Because that low of the week, you would have got edged.
I do want to get in shorts. This 5 minute gap. I want to see that closed, that inverse. And I usually just don't. I don't like V-shaped reversals here. It's not my. It doesn't confirm we would go higher. Instead, I like how we worked into this premium here from this range. Got into the premium, got into the 50-minute gaps here. I like that better. So totally expecting this leg sell off here. I just need more displacement to confirm this. And if it is, as long as it's hesitating up here, it still has the chance to run that internal high out. I know pretty much every ICT trader is looking for some sort of long, except for the ones that.
I mean, it might work out. So
Except
it's
for
just
the
not something I'm gonna take.
Well, I would take it. That's the thing. I'm.
So what, you take this 2 minute inversion?
If it happened, yeah. I'm like pretty split on bias, but it's like if we get this. Sorry, maybe not that 2 minute inversion. Let me look. I'll take the 5 minute change in state out of here, which would be pretty much the same thing. Actually, depends on where this 15-minute candle closes. Closes in a second here. For the short, I wouldn't want this to hold. So that's why. If we're running it, we're going higher. for holding it, we're going lower. So if we get a displacement leg off of this gap here, I'll be in some shorts. Watching the 5 minute for this premium gap here and equilibrium. Thursday's usually a continuation day. That's why I want to see it go lower. Right, we reversed on, like, technically it's still Wednesday, but it was the daily candle, the overnight trading of today. So technically the Asia session reversed. I want to see it continue in New York AM here. Didn't have my tops of X pulled up.
I'm just gonna sit tight here. We just SMT'd the previous 15-minute candle, trading into that 3-minute gap, I guess. I'd like to see us get through this 5-minute gap, or 5-minute BPR, I guess.
And it just feels really hard to go against that the 5 minute gap there. But then again, it feels like if you are taking anything lower than here, you're trading too low. You're shorting too low. So
I don't know. I think if we get the,
I'm not taking anything here.
I think what I would take if we get it is if we get that 15-minute order block off that hourly gap, I would take a continuation off of that. Because what would happen is we'd probably get if we get the 15-minute order block, we'd have a shallow retracement into it and then some sort of continuation framework. And then I'd look to just take that and then ride the expansion to the new week opening gap. And if we don't get that, then these 5-minute gaps are holding and we'll, I guess, deliver higher.
Your 15-minute change is at the sell side though.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that doesn't bother me though in this with this drawn liquidity.
I want to know where you're putting your stop loss.
Well, that's what I said. Like, so after we get the 15-minute change in state, I would wait for a continuation out of that. Like, I'd wait for a retracement and then like something off that to trade.
Just really big size. That's what I was wondering. It makes sense though.
If you take the 50-minute by
No,
itself,
that's why I said makes sense though. Why you'd wait for internal.
and if Lime could start to flip here too, that'd be nice. Like to see it start working through its bullish value gaps that started forming.
No trades yet. Nothing. Kind of conflicting. Just right. Down, up, down. Haven't really done anything yet. Just back at the midpoint of that BPR kind of. Hmm. Okay, here we go. Kind of this shitty, just slow down move. See, like this, is what I would want. It's just gonna get off of that 1 minute until this 15-minute closes. Just gonna give way more direction here. Okay, so I'd want to see it pick up here and drop quicker. Just kind of blast out the last 3 minutes of this 15-minute candle. Find it funny how the 15-minute candles effectively all share the same price here. Right? This closed, this open, this closed, and this open. They're all super close up there.
Hmm. He's trading gold right now. Really? Yeah. Like he's in a trade? Yeah.
I approve of it.
3 minutes. Just doing some testing for.
It became very slow right there. Very weird. Right when I wanted that 15-minute change in state, and I said I wanted it to be quick, it became very slow.
Yeah, I'd like to see the speed pick up to this low here. We're not going to get the 15-minute change set on this candle, but might get it on the next one.
I'm also watching for the upside of this, just because of how slow it delivered here.
Really?
Yeah, sub looked good.
Blue option. Wow.
You talking about nuking porcupines?
Yeah, this porcupine just it's like in a little ball. Eagle comes in, fucking jumps up and just explodes, and there's pine needles everywhere. Kills
Pine
the-
needles.
or his needles, whatever the fuck. Yeah. His pine needles.
The pokey needles. Porcupine needles. Oh, yeah, can I see it? Oh, you lost it. All I've got now is AI nature clips.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are all AI. I lost it, but that's weird. It was something like that.
Just like watch this on though. It's fucking stupid.
It's less explosion.
Watch. What?
It was like that, but
And then the
real.
eagle stays in the area.
This is just odd. YM's like full pumping. Fell short of low of the week, and now it's back at the high of the week.
How
almost.
real did yours look?
It was real, for sure.
Okay, hold on. Might be bearish here.
I really wish YM was reversing off of that 4-hour gap, not pumping off the inverse.
They can't shoot them. There's nothing they can do. They can't shoot them out. This girl has 1,000,000 porcupines. She's a porcupinologist. You cannot shoot them out.
How do they work then?
It's fake. It's AI. Dude, the porcupine's on a leash.
What?
They're so light they don't do anything. Bro fell for an AI video.
It was so good. Like you know those those guys that have, like the super high quality cameras that do like nature videos.
Yeah.
It was like that quality, but it didn't look like there was no lagging or anything. It looked so like looked too good.
I want to find what I want to find what you found. Okay, hold on. Is there a long? Is my question. Just watching and waiting for the 2 minute to close. And all it did. Yeah, like a long to the internal high because it hasn't delivered lower. Hold that 5 minute. Yeah. Watching this Mark Rober video. Look, so there's this wake boat that's on, and you went and found it. It's a $250,000 boat.
Oh, dude, they're great.
I've seen one. It goes out the window. It just ching. I haven't really moved.
A lot of scalps, but could have got me too. This is pretty slow.
Yeah, kind of thought after a 400-point overnight move might not be quick.
Yeah. Like the 4 hour still looks really good for shorts. Just lower time frame doesn't look good. Another 10 minutes and we're going to form that hourly order block.
Ooh, we're dumping. Oh. Holy shit. Okay, I'm pretty convinced on shorts here.
What? I know. I also am.
I'm just watching it. Like with this 5-minute close would be real nice. We got the 2-minute close there. I just wish that we were, when we traded higher, trading into something. It just kind of went higher to go higher. So.
Like, you could take this 5-minute inversion. And then okay, well, I'm starting to get a little bit of a move down here, which is good.
Take a 3, 2, 2 and a 1 are the same.
30 seconds, those 5-minute closes. See if we get the 5-minute inversion. Yeah, you take this 5-minute inversion and then just go break even at this low. Because NQ is the weakest, so if we do end up manipulating it and then holding the SMT at the lows and expanding higher, then at least you're out. But we'll see.
I'm not too keen on taking a 2 contract.
Didn't get the inversion.
I don't really like taking 2 contract trades. 2 micros. I guess it'd be 4, but it's like
This 50-minute closes in 5 minutes. So if we can get that 50-minute change in state and the 5-minute inversion and then get something off of it, I'd take that. I would like to be in before the low gets taken. But I do want that 50-minute close for the confirmation.
it's most likely not happening before the low gets taken.
Yeah. And we do have SMT at the highs with YM. YM did. I mean, YM was just continuing to go higher. But there is SMT there. Three-minute inversion is actually not terrible risk either. You just put your stop loss above the previous 5-minute candle. We're pretty much at 11 o'clock, actually. I'm just going to wait for this 50-minute to close. Yeah, so then ideally what we'd see is 11 o'clock trades higher into probably, I mean, we'll have a 5 minute fair value gap aligned with that 5 minute inversion. So maybe we trade up into there. And then if we get a continuation signature, I'll hop in. I would like to see us displace the low though, not just sweep it.
Like all the excitement happens pre-market, and it's just slow. There's no shorts. There's no longs. There's no nothing right now. I thought today would be overly exciting. I didn't expect the slow. Okay.
Yeah, well, there's the hourly hourly close.
It's bearish. We reject off that hourly gap.
Yeah, we'll see here. Trading into a 5 minute.
We inverse it and long.
YM's not like bearish at all. It's just straight up.
Well, ES isn't either.
Well, this is just in the middle.
Yeah. To me, this is just an inversion. There's nothing else like supporting it.
It's a small internal SMT, but that's about it.
Well, it's actually pretty big, but like it's a fair SMT. It just happens that this isn't my trade, so I will not take this. I'll do it on paper to show what it would look like.
I mean, we'll see what happens once YM takes all-time highs.
I'm just gonna wait for the 5 minute to close. A bit more displacement, maybe. A little bit of a 2 minute closure action up above right there. 2 minute change in state. Yeah.
What's that going to the arsenal? Yeah, he hit one on it today. Yeah, just during the weird price movement. Yeah. That's not a bad idea to switch over. Something that's actually moving. There's a 5-minute BPR tapped.
Yeah, waiting for the 2-minute change in state.
Right.
If we can get something from in here, like delivering higher, it just confirms it a little more. I didn't want to be taking the inversion, so not enough confluence. All right, I'm getting in longs. Just starting it here. Oh, good thing I didn't execute on that. It's the wrong chart. That was NQ. Good thing I didn't take it on there. I did a starter position there. So not even close to the full size. And then I'm adding as soon as I get this close. 15 seconds. Okay. In there. Stop loss below the 5-minute candle right there. Take profit at the buy side.
And I'm not in this, but it would make sense to see YM take all-time highs, which should offer some sort of move on NQ.
Yeah, I'm watching ES mostly for once it takes the high.
Yeah.
Caution on NQ once ES does that. So I'll pull it up here so the stream can see it. Because there's these relative equal highs here. So that's the buy side. I'm watching what ES is getting there. And going to break even once we get above the internal buy side here. Should have done a mini like my thing says. I can be up $700 right now. Yeah, it should. I mean, if it were to want to, if it wants to deliver, it should be quick, right? We're looking at straight up there, coming back to that 10 AM opening price above it, taking the high from it. Just added the contract on that little drop lower there. Really good ad. Yeah, I got a good ad there. Just to makes the TP a little bit better. Not that I'm worried about the dollar amount, but I reduced my risk slightly and I have some room to play with. So. Sorry, I had the mics muted because the dog came to say hi, but I added 2 more once we traded to that 1-minute gap or 2-minute gap there. Totaling now about 7 contracts, something like that. And the fill price is, I think, gotten better actually. No, it's there. So nice 2 minute fair value gap. Fill price.
Gonna keep an eye out on that hourly order block too.
You're watching
Which-
for it.
I just want to see,
It form.
like, well, it formed already. I just want to see how we
Oh, the bearish one.
how
Oh,
we react there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna take a short off of that necessarily, but I just something to consider. So basically, if we take this most recent high and hesitate, oh, you'd want to see.
prefer if it went quicker. I like my winning trades to be quick. So, go over the confluences here, right? Internal SMT here. Obviously, NQ's a little bit weaker. We get this 2 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute inversion. All of the inversions you'd want. 2 minute change in state. That's my entry, right? I see us go back into the 5 minute BPR, get the internal confirmation. I know that this low should be protected, so I'm executing on the 2 minute change in state and the tap the 2 minute change in state, and managing my position according to ES as we trade up above those highs. So, I mean, it's interesting actually because NQ is close to this high, which on ES is near the high. So that's why break even at this high and taking it off once ES takes those highs. Okay. So that's a good R2, 1 hour for break even. I wish they had instead of like a limit order, limit buy, limit sell, like an actionable limit. Like once it hits this price, trail stop loss, break even, whatever it is. I want to grab some coffee while this trade plays out. My third cup, like having 3 cups while I trade. So, if you're in the live stream, enjoy the trade. Hopefully, we get some good expansion here.
YM's like 60 points away from the highs. So I'd like to see it take those. Don't want to see it leave another failure swing. Inverse the 4 hour traded into it and is expanding. NQ's been consolidating, so nothing I see worth taking at the moment, especially with that hourly close off of the hourly gap. Right, we trade into the hourly gap, form the hourly bearish order block. I'm not trying to trade against that, especially with that low that was just put in. Or sorry, not the low that was put in right at the daily gap that like ticked into it. With no SMT there, I don't want to be trading away from that. The 15-minute is super choppy. So I mean, the only thing that personally I'd consider taking would be if ES manipulates the internal high inside the hourly, YM manipulates the external range liquidity, and then we have some sort of SMT, and then we have a good displacement leg. Maybe I'd consider that. Just the 50-minute right now is disgusting. And I mean, it's because we had a 300-point move off the open last night, and then from there overnight we had like another like a few hundred points. So large range going into the day. Slower morning.
It's the first time I went and got coffee or not been stopped out on a trade or something wicked happening. Oh, I'm actually up. What? That's crazy. It's about a shoot. It's about a shoot to the upside right here. Oh, what gap is that? Oh, that's nice. 2-minute gap. Trades this 2-minute gap, holds it. Look at the 1 minute here. I want that massive scary down candle to get closed back above.
Getting close to lunch too. So I don't know. Don't think I'll take anything unless it's super clean.
I think if you, I think you're not going to take anything because you missed this trade.
That's
not
a trade I'd take.
Okay, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Because you're not taking that, there's no other trade for you.
Well, I'm waiting to see once ES takes these relative equal highs because we'll have
Short.
SMT there.
You're talking about shorting, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't long today.
But that's what I mean. I was like, well, if you're not taking this trade, there's probably not going to be another trade for you unless it fucking dumps right now. But still, you're not taking that because you want the highs taken.
Well, I'd like to see NQ trade to that hourly order block above that internal high from 1040. And then at that point, ES would have taken the relative equal highs. YM should take the external range liquidity. And then from there, if we get something good short, I would take it. But
a lot of back and forth here, though. ES is climbing very slowly. A bunch of overlapping 15-minute candles. I want to freaking get out of this as quick as I can. I want the market to move aggressively higher. This is what I mean. Just the 15-minute candles are all fucking bing, 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 bing. Right? I want to just continue higher here. I always like picking my trades in the consolidation. I'm being sarcastic, but it just happens that I see a model and it's in the consolidation. So my break even at that 1040 high also on ES, right? So if ES takes it first, going to break even. All right, Once we're above that high, I see no reason for us to be slow. And if ES even takes it, YM is just pushing new highs, right? Be like that trade yesterday. Not the one I took on live stream. The one I took off stream. At the end of the day.
This is slow. It's not like it's a small range either. Like it's still a 200-point range at, well, no more. From the opening range, like this whole morning, it's been 245 points.
The last 20 minutes have been
It's been
30
consolidated.
points.
It's been consolidating, but the range is big.
Yeah. That's why I've got the size here. Got some good size. Justin's still trading his funded accounts. Guess how much TGR was up yesterday? Okay. You saw it?
No, that's just a guess.
Yeah. 401,000. Bro, those guys up 21K on fucking 50K account. Oh shit. How do you do that? Oh, you do it with 5 fucking full gold contracts. That's how you do it. Hit a fucking 15,000 OTP. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a long trade. Obviously, I'm gonna post a trade recap later. But I'm gonna get off the live stream just because there's no need to sit here and watch it play out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed your day. Live stream is a little bit uneventful. It's a lot of waiting because it was super slow market conditions, and still, even if the TP is about to hit, super slow. So we will catch you guys. I'm not sure if we're gonna live stream tomorrow, just with this where we are in price. We'll see, but definitely next week, right? Tuesday, we'll start live streaming. So yes, catch you guys later.